There are just some places in the world where questions remain stubbornly unanswered. Places where the deepest, most enduring mysteries are born. Today, we're diving into one of those legendary spots, the Bermuda Triangle. It's a stretch of the Atlantic Ocean that has achieved absolute global infamy for some incredibly chilling, unexplained disappearances of ships and airplanes. For decades, this place has completely captured our collective imagination.
So what is actually going on out there in the dark water? Are aliens really plucking vessels from the sea like some people firmly believe? Or is it the work of dark supernatural forces? We really have to ask ourselves, is the Bermuda Triangle actually a highly dangerous zone? Or is it just a massive manufactured mystery built on tall tales? Well, today in this explainer, we're going to strip away the legend and see exactly what the evidence tells us.
But hey, before we can unravel the mystery, we need to understand the geography. We hear the name thrown around all the time, right? But the Bermuda Triangle isn't actually on any official government map. It's entirely an imaginary, undefined region located over in the western part of the North Atlantic Ocean.
The whole lore is anchored by three specific locations. You've got Miami, Florida, Bermuda Island, and Puerto Rico. If you connect those dots, you get that distinct, infamous shape. But you got to keep in mind the sheer scale here. Even though it's not officially recognized by global mapping authorities, this imaginary perimeter covers millions of square kilometers of deep, wide-open ocean.
And here is a crucial fact that almost always gets buried under all the spooky storytelling. This is an incredibly busy patch of water. Literally every single day, you have massive cargo ships, cruise liners, and commercial flights traveling right through this exact area without a single hitch. It is one of the most heavily trafficked shipping lanes on the entire planet. Yet somehow, a handful of specific, older incidents have completely overshadowed millions of perfectly safe, routine voyages.
So, how exactly did a bustling shipping lane become synonymous with the supernatural? Well, it wasn't just one single event. It was actually a compounding series of bizarre, high-profile tragedies over time that caught the public's attention and honestly just refused to let go. Let's open up the historical evidence file for a second.
The absolute cornerstone of the Triangle legend has to be the story of Flight 19. Back in 1945, 5 American military airplanes took off for what was supposed to be a totally routine training mission over the ocean. But mid-flight, things went disastrously wrong. They completely lost communication. Official reports note the pilots experienced severe navigation problems and became hopelessly disoriented right before vanishing off the radar entirely. 5 military planes and 14 men just gone.
But the tragedy of Flight 19 doesn't actually end there, and this is where the mystery crosses into something truly unsettling. A heavily manned rescue aircraft was immediately dispatched to search the waters for the missing men, and incredibly, that rescue aircraft vanished too. Decades later, we still have absolutely no physical wreckage and no confirmed answers as to where those machines ended up.
And really, this is exactly how a legend snowballs. The public took the very real tragedy of Flight 19 in 1945 and started connecting it to older, totally unrelated ocean mysteries. Take the famous ghost ship, the Mary Celeste, which was found drifting in 1872 with untouched cargo and absolutely no crew. The wild twist here? The Mary Celeste wasn't even found in the Bermuda Triangle. But over time, pop culture simply mixed all these disparate, terrifying stories together into one geographical location, which dramatically inflated the illusion of this cursed triangle.
Now, because human nature basically demands answers to the unexplained, a massive industry of wild theories sprang up to explain how massive steel machines could just evaporate. So let's impartially review the most popular ideas that have captured the public's imagination over the years.
The first and undeniably the most sensational theory points straight up to the sky. Aliens. Many people strongly believe that extraterrestrials are using this zone to pluck ships and planes right out of our world. And sure, it makes for a fantastic science fiction script. But scientifically speaking, there is absolutely zero evidence to support this. Like none whatsoever.
The second popular theory actually sounds a bit more credible at first glance. It suggests that highly unusual magnetic anomalies in this specific area cause compasses to spin wildly out of control, leading crews to their doom. But when we actually look at the data, geologists flatly state that the magnetic field in this region is entirely normal. There is no unique magnetic pull here compared to other parts of the globe.
Which brings us to a theory grounded in our actual reality: extreme environmental hazards. The simple fact is, this area of the Atlantic is incredibly volatile.
It's a breeding ground for catastrophic hurricanes, massive rogue waves, and sudden, violent microbursts of weather that can brew up in an instant. These are very real, overwhelming physical forces capable of easily taking down even the most experienced crews.
So, when we strip away the aliens, the ghosts, and the magnetic vortexes, what are we actually left with? How do modern oceanographers, statisticians, and researchers view this heavily exaggerated phenomenon?
Well, scientists firmly conclude that the mystery has been vastly blown out of proportion. When you break down the actual incident reports, the vast majority of these tragedies have completely normal, albeit heartbreaking explanations. You have the severe bad weather we just discussed, you add in routine human mistakes, like a captain making the wrong call in a storm, combine that with standard navigation errors and sudden technical failures on aging vehicles, and honestly, you have a recipe for disaster that requires zero supernatural involvement.
But the absolute final nail in the coffin of the myth is the raw statistics. Researchers have crunched the numbers, and the sheer volume of accidents in the Bermuda Triangle is not statistically unusual compared to any other busy ocean sector around the globe. Because this is a massively trafficked shipping lane, the law of averages dictates a higher number of standard accidents. Proportionally speaking, it is no more dangerous than any other heavily traveled stretch of sea.
So, with the math and the science laid out so clearly, does that mean we can permanently close the book on this? Has the legend of the Bermuda Triangle been entirely solved once and for all?
The most intellectually honest answer is partly. Yes, science has totally debunked the wilder theories and explained away the vast majority of events through weather, math, and human error. But we do have to acknowledge that specific historical incidents, like the chilling disappearance of Flight 19 and its rescue crew, still leave us with some lingering questions. Because without the physical wreckage to examine, we simply can't say with 100% certainty what happened in those specific fateful moments.
And, perhaps that tiny margin of the unknown is exactly why the Bermuda Triangle continues to hold such power over us today. It's a really unique cultural phenomenon where hard maritime facts and terrifying human legends collide. Even with all our advanced technology, it serves as a pretty humbling reminder of the sheer, unpredictable power of our oceans.
So I'll leave you with this question to think about. Is the enduring legacy of the Bermuda Triangle truly nothing more than natural accidents, bad weather, and the law of averages? Or is it possible that there is still some hidden secret beneath the waves that we simply haven't discovered yet? It's a fascinating debate for sure. What do you guys think? Drop your theories in the comments below. And if you enjoyed investigating the evidence with us in this explainer today, make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into the unknown. Thanks so much for watching.